What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about why I do what I do. Now, in order to understand me, you need to understand my philosophy. And my philosophy is encapsulated quite well, I believe, in my introduction. My introduction being, what's up, grinders? Now, I know there's lots of jokes about what I mean by grinders. Is it a reference to the gay app? Is Evildea gay? No, I am straight as an arrow. I was going to say an arrow then. As straight as an arrow. I'm as straight as an arrow. I'm married, so if you're hoping to, get some of this Evildea love, I'm sorry to say I am a taken man. I do expect to see my subscriber count now drop. But I will quickly add one last thing before we move forward. If the marketing team behind the Grindr app ever happen to see this video, I am open to sponsorship from you guys and you guys alone. I will take that deal just for the meme. That would be funny as fuck. Okay, let's get back to what I mean by what's up, grinders. So if you've ever played massive multiplayer online games, there's a concept called the grind. And for those who don't play those games, it goes like this. You start a character and you'll level up to, let's say, 60. That's like the maximum, the highest character. So you're the most beefy dude in the world, okay? So it's like the strongest character you can make. But to get from 1 to that maximum level of, let's say, 60, you need to take part in something that's called the grind. It's basically you go out into the world of this video game, you do some repetitive task over and over and over again every single day, and eventually you slowly get to the top, and then you're at the big point where you can enjoy the game, you can do all the stuff that you wanted to do that you couldn't previously do. So you had to take part in this thing called the grind. It's boring. It usually involves you going out into the game world, killing some pigs over and over and over again, looting their bodies, stealing their innards, stuff like that. It's not fun, okay? But now, the games, they try to make it fun, but at the end of the day, it's not a fun thing. And it's something that you do have to do. And I see a lot of parallels between that and language learning. Because with language learning, you need to do the grind. We all want to be just fluent. We all want to just speak our language, but to get to that point where we're speaking that language, we have to slowly build our way up to it, okay? Every day, we need to do something with the language. Now, this could be boring and mundane. Now, you might find ways to make it fun, just like these games make it fun, but eventually, just like in these games, there will be a day where you don't want to do it. You really don't feel it, but you have to. Otherwise, you will not get to your goal. You have to push through that absolute desire to not want to do it by just simply engaging in the grind. You wake up and you say, well, I gotta do it because the grind's the grind. The grind don't wait for nobody. I gotta grind today. That's basically how you approach it. And I approach this with my life in general. When I was studying to become a programmer, I grinded my way to the top. I got to the best position that I could. Even in those days where I didn't want to do it and I didn't want to learn that extra, friggin' algorithm or whatever, I did it. And it's the same with my YouTube channel. Some days I don't want to do a video. I just don't feel like it. But fuck it. I've made a promise to myself, I'm going to grow this channel. I'm going to do it properly. So I'm going to make a video every single day. Even if I don't really feel it that day, I will do it because I know that's what's required to get my YouTube channel to a large size where I can impact as many people's lives as I want. And as I can, basically. Now, you might be wondering, why would you want to do that? Well, we'll get to all of that at the end, so you can wait around for that. Stop being so freaking pushy. Okay, so where does this basically lead to? This leads to me explaining to people that if you want to learn a language, it's a slow process that takes time, and it's kind of boring sometimes. It's realistically this. It's a guy sitting in a room in front of a computer, watching content, studying content. Maybe he's got a giant Elmo behind him who's eating his pizza. It's not glamorous. It's not flashy. Which now leads me to what I've seen a lot of over the last 15 plus years, which is these flashy frigging marketing videos. Okay, I get sent these to me on Discord all the time. They get sent to me by people who want me to review them, and because I've reviewed them, I see them even more. My entire YouTube is filled with these crappy marketing videos about learning languages, okay? And they all go the same way. They're not even creative in how they do it, but they all go like this. Some dude, maybe he looks a little bit buff, maybe not, maybe he's got nice background, maybe he's got shit quality sound, it doesn't matter, but it's some dude sitting here talking about how he spent 4 years in high school learning Spanish, just like everyone else, the traditional method failed him, and then one day he found the magic sauce. He found the magic sauce. He wants to share the magic sauce, but you, my friend, have to pay for the magic sauce because, well, obviously, the magic sauce it's costly, it's not something that everyone's got. So we get these videos. I see these videos. You see these videos, everyone sees these videos, we know they're bullshit, but just like everyone, we want the McDonald's of languages. We want to speak this language now. And maybe old mate Evildea, who's been sitting over there telling me I gotta grind every day, maybe he's wrong in this one instance. Maybe he's got it wrong. Maybe this one guy here, this Andrew Tate looking motherfucker, he's got the sauce. So I'm going to watch him. And it basically goes along, he says, oh, I've learned this language, blah, blah, blah. And then one day I got the sauce and then boom, you can too. And then by the end of it, you're like, yeah, okay, well, he didn't really have it after all. But you've fed him. You've basically fed him. You did what he needed. You gave him views. Now, I'm not blaming you because hell, I do it. Okay. We all do it. I do it, you do it, people who are experienced do it, people who are not experienced do it. We all do it. So why the fuck am I complaining about it if we're not going to change anything? See, I'm not trying to make you not watch these videos because you're going to watch these videos. I'm going to watch these videos. What I'm trying to do, and this leads into the final part of this video, is with my exposures and also with my critiques, is I'm basically trying to be the good cop in a world filled with bad cops. Okay, so there is so many videos now from 15 plus years of just constant marketing puke from people who basically regurgitate the same shit over and over and over that have flooded the internet space that even the most experienced, most talented YouTubers are compelled to make this shit in order to compete. I'm talking legitimate people who are really good at learning languages, who actually have something that's worth sharing, but they are too compelled to take part in this fucking rat race of marketing productions. So what I'm trying to do is basically come out here and start calling them out, pointing at them, naming them, and showing where they're fucking bullshitting. And by doing that, I'm hoping that eventually enough of them will turn and go, oh shit, someone's calling me out. Maybe I won't say that one thing I was going to say, just to try and get to the top. Maybe I'll pull back a little bit. And if enough of them pull back a little bit, maybe we'll get some fucking realism about what you can expect from language learning in general, okay? So basically, if I can affect enough people, then enough people are going to start pulling back and we're going to start kind of sanitizing the space. Obviously, it's never going to be completely clean. But we do need someone with reach to be able to do this. And funnily enough, my videos have been popping off and people have been enjoying them and it has helped me extend the reach and it is making an impact, okay? Now, you might be thinking, how's it making an impact? I haven't seen anyone change. Well, it's making an impact because people are noticing. I've had some big YouTubers, language YouTubers, in my comment section, people who would never have looked before. I'm talking people with millions of subs in there commenting and looking around and also giving their input. Because they know this space is dirty and they do want to clean it up, but they don't want to make waves. So I'm the guy who has to make the waves, okay? Because I don't work in this space. The people who work in this space can't afford to make waves because that's going to affect their ability to do collabs and work with other people because they don't need the drama. The drama is not good for them. They want to focus on the languages. Now, me, I don't work in this space. It does not bother me. I don't care if everyone hates me in the language space because it's not where I work. And even if, theoretically, my YouTube channel popped off and I could quit, being a programmer, which is pretty unlikely, but if I could do that and do this, you might be thinking, but at that point, Evildea, you're just like the rest of them. No, because I am not a language learning channel, even though I share language learning tips. I'm a commentary channel. Okay, what I do is I comment on the cultural environment of the language learning community and basically communities I'm engaged in overall, and I share my thoughts. So it does not matter what people think about me because what my brand is basically, what I do here is I comment on other people's stuff. So that's basically what I do. I give you input based on that. I don't need to basically collab with these people. I don't need to get language sponsorships. It doesn't matter if some big app or some friggin', gathering of some polyglots or something hate me because I don't need that. But the people who do work in this space, they do need that. They need to maintain these relationships. And I don't blame them for that. This is just where they work, okay? So we need someone who can sit here to basically balance out the scales. And that's what I'm going to work towards. And it's what I've been working towards. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the fact that people obviously critique my critiques. Of course, that's going to happen. And I expect just as much. But I get two main critiques, okay? The first one is, Evildea, you went too soft. This guy's clearly a fraud. Why didn't you talk about this, and this? Now, first up, for these types of ones, because there's a second group. The second group is basically, Evildea, you're an asshole. Why are you trying to tear someone down? You're just jealous of their magnificent capabilities. But let's talk about the first one. The people think I'm going too hard. I like to leave some leeway. I like to basically sit on the side of safety, because I see it like this. If I make a video about you and I critique you or I pull apart your language capabilities, I like to say basically you are a little bit better than you probably are, because by doing that, then it's very unlikely you're going to be able to make a comeback. And by comeback, I mean make a video where you prove one aspect of my video wrong and therefore make the whole lot look like shit. So if I can stay on the side of safety when I make that call out, then unless you are in some way way better than that, you can't do anything. You can't basically make a comeback video and say I'm wrong. And if you do, you're just going to look like an idiot. And the few people who have done that have basically completely decimated their own reputation. And that's another thing. I always like to, sorry Mike, I also like to start with like a soft slapping. Now, if you come back and you don't bring actual proof, that's when you get the walloping, okay? Australian style. And if you continue, I'm just going to beat the shit out of you and have fun. That's basically it. I am Evildea. I am not good dear. I will start soft, but if you push me, I will beat the crap out of you. That's basically how it goes, okay? Now, for those who say, I'm just out here tearing people down, trust me, there's plenty of people who say the direct opposite, but I don't care what you think. If you think I'm just being mean, if you think I'm jealous of these people, whatnot, I don't sit here and say I'm some amazing polyglot. I'm not some hyper polyglot. I speak English, Esperanto fluently. And like tons of people don't even consider Esperanto a language, okay, for whatever reason. And then I'm like conversational Mandarin. That's pretty much it. I'm not trying to be the hyper polyglot of polyglots, you know, that's not what I'm working towards. I'm working towards being a commentary channel that basically gives people a realistic idea of what you can do if you've got a normal life like the majority of people out there. I'm not some super freaking, you know, full-time experimental channel where I can dedicate my entire time to just learning languages. And to be realistic, even if I could dedicate my entire time to learning languages, even though there's a bunch of languages I want to learn, I probably wouldn't. Because I only need a couple of languages. And although I'd like to play around with a few more, I don't want to be in the hyper-polyglot wheel of death, okay? So the wheel of death is basically where you've learned so many languages now, and you need to maintain so many, that that's all you do with your life. All you do is either study or review languages. Hell, I feel like I'm already approaching that point with just Esperanto, Mandarin Chinese, and I guess a little bit of Tokipona here and there. That is enough. Now, I do want to play around with other languages, and I have been doing that with my Spanish challenge, but I wouldn't want to learn more than that, realistically, like dedicate insane amounts of time, because otherwise I don't do anything else with my life, and I have so many more hobbies and so many other things that I want to like basically dig into in the years to come. Which is where this channel will probably lead to many years from now. I will probably start commentating. I'll probably start doing commentary on more and more broad range of topics. But right now, I am 100% focused on trying to clean up this community and give people like a realistic look at what to expect when you go to learn a language, and just kind of help people, you know, just try help those YouTubers out there who actually are legitimate, you know, stand out among the crowd. Because it's unfair. Realistically, it's unfair for so many YouTubers out there who are legitimately really good at a couple of languages, but because they're only good at a couple of languages, they get drowned out by Mr. I speak 46 languages. Like, why the fuck does he get, like, all the glory when he's done basically nothing except learn a script, while this person over here has legitimately spent years of their life living in country, working their ass off learning this language? Now, that's not me. I'm not that person who's done that. But I can respect those people who have done that. Now, finally, for those people who say, oh, you've just found your niche and you're trying to grow your YouTube channel and whatever. Yeah, that's true. I have found my niche. I'm quite happy with this niche. I worked my way into it, and I'm glad that this is a niche that people are actually interested in. It gives me some hope and humanity that people actually want the truth, as opposed to just be fed the fucking McDonald's of language learning. So if I profit off of this, and if this channel blows up off of a result of this, and I make money off of this, fuck it. I will take it. I'm happy. That means I'm getting paid to do something good. Where's the downside in that? Anyway, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm just going to use this as a video that I can drop in comments whenever people say one or two of these different things. And I can say, check out this video. This is my thoughts. I don't need to really type out anything anymore. And I'll see you all in the next video. And finally, guys, I think Elmo has a problem. Every single time. He can't get his freaking face out of a box of like donuts, pizza. I don't know what it is, but we might need to start an intervention in the comments section. Come on, guys. Help me out here. What should I say to Elmo?